Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to talk about inverse percentages. In inverse percentages, we're going to use the multiplier method to find the original price or to find the new value or the new price of something after the change or the percentage change that happened to it. Okay, so let's take a look at one of the questions here. Question one, for example. In question one, a pair of shoes is sold for $48 at a profit of 20%. Find the original price of the shoes. So basically here they want us to find the original. We already know the new value, so we need to find the original one. Let me first cover this so we can work here. As we said, these questions are very important. You have to focus on the questions, read them first to understand what they need. Now here, you're going to use this formula, which is the original times the multiplier. This will give you the new value. The new value. So original times multiplier will give you the new value. First, you have to understand that this method is used to find the original or to find the new value. And you can even use it to find the multiplier between two values. This will help you to find the percentage increase or decrease. Okay. So this is very important to understand. First, let's take a look at the numbers that we have. This number, which is the 48, is the new value. This is the new value after the profit of 20%. And a profit means what? It means increase. It means the multiplier should be an increase of 20%. And they need us to find the original value. So first thing, we have to find the multiplier. A 20% increase, how do you find multipliers? Let's take a look at this one. Focus on this. If the multiplier is increase, it means you add to 100 and divide by 100. Okay, so you add this to 100 and divide by 100. If the multiplier is increase, you follow this step. So you say 100 plus 20 over 100. This is how you find the multiplier of increase. Now, if it's decrease, focus on the difference between these. I'm explaining here so you know the rest of the question, okay? If it's decrease, it means you subtract from 100 and then you divide by 100. So you say 100 minus 20 over 100, okay? This is how you find the multiplier that you need for the question. So basically, if it's increase, you add to 100 and divide by 100. If it's decrease, you subtract from 100 and divide by 100. Let's be a line here. So here we have two multipliers. Let's write the answer for each one of them. This one will become 1.20 like this. So this multiplier is 1.20 or 1.2. And this one, when you subtract from 100, is going to be 80. Divide 100 is going to be 0.80. So we have two multipliers. This is the increased multiplier of 20%, and this is the decreased multiplier of 20%. Here, this is a profit of 20%. It means it's what? Good. It's an increase. It means we're going to use this multiplier. Because this is a profit, it means it's an increase. It means we're going to use the increase multiplier. If it's a decrease or a depreciation question, we're going to use the decrease multiplier. So here, we're going to use the increase multiplier. Let's write it over here. So we're trying to find the original. Let's call it original value times the multiplier, which is 1.20, will give me the new value, which is 48. As we said, the original value, we don't know it. We're trying to find it. And then the multiplier, I already found it. When you multiply it by the original, it will give you the new value, which is 48. Now, the next step is rearranging to find the original value. This one is multiplied, so I'm going to take it to the other side by dividing. So the original value equal 48, let's write it here, 48 divide 1.20 or 1.2. Now we divide these by each other and I will get the original value that I'm looking for. So the original value equal. Questions like these are very important because if you don't focus on the numbers that you will have a mistake in the answer. So 48 divide 1.20, and the answer is $40. $40. This means that the original value before the increase is $40. And this is how you answer a question like this. Now let's move on to the other questions and see different types of questions. Now, in a question like this, a farm is sold for 7,000 pounds, euros, I'm sorry, which gives a profit of 19%. Find the profit. They didn't tell me find the original value. They told me find the profit. So basically, you're going to find the profit by finding the original value and then subtracting from the new value that we used here. So let me see. So first thing we do, we use the same formula that we used before of the original value. So we say original value times multiplier. Let's write it like this, multiplier. This will give you what? Will give you the new value, the new, okay? So focus on this formula because it's very important to help you solve all questions related to percentages. So basically, the original value, I don't know it. The multiplier, I'm going to find it from here. And the new value is this one. Now, first, let's find the multiplier. As we said, the multiplier here, profit means increase. So find the increase multiplier. As we said, we add to 100 and divide by 100. So it's going to be 100 plus 19 divide by 100. And the multiplier will be, very good, 1.19, like this. So here we end up with a multiplier that we're going to use in the question here. So now we know the multiplier, we know the new value, we can find the original value. As we said, if this one is lowered or reduced, it means the multiplier should be a decreased multiplier. And how to find the decreased multiplier? By subtracting from 100 and dividing by 100. Good. Now let's follow the same rule or formula. So the OV, the original value, multiplied by 1.19 will give me the new value, which is 57 zeros. Now, I want to make OV the subject, or I want the original value to be the subject, and this one is multiplied by it, so I'm going to take it by dividing. Okay? So the original value equal here, 457 with three zeros or thousands, divide 1.19. This. This will help me find the original value. Let's do the calculations. So the original value will be 457,000 divide 1.1. And the answer is 384,033.6. Now, when I round it to the nearest euro, it's going to be 4 here. So this makes this a 4. The 6 is big, so it makes it a 4. So let's change it into a 4. So OB. Now, if you don't round it, it's okay if they didn't ask you to round it, but make sure that you use the numbers correctly. 0, 3, 4. Now, if you didn't round it, it's okay. It's going to be the same idea and the same answer, and it's going to be accepted. Now, I found the original value. After finding the original value, I need to find the profit itself. The profit itself, how much money this farm or the person who sold the farm gained. So this means finding the actual change between the new value and the original value, which is 384,034. And this you find this by subtracting them by each other. So 457,000 minus 384,000 and 34. This gives me a 72,966 euros. And this is how you answer a question like this. So basically, if they tell you to find the profit, just find the original or the new, depending on the question, and subtract them from each other. That's it for this question. I hope you understood the idea. Let's move on to the next question. In a question like this, Ryan has an investment of 10,000 yens, Chinese yen, which increases by 15%, then decreases by 15%. What is the worth? What is it worth now after both changes? What is it worth now after both changes? Okay, so here, let's see. Okay, I know, yes. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna take the 10,000 yen, multiply it by this multiplier, and then take the answer, multiply it by the second multiplier. So first, let's find the multipliers. So we have a multiplier of increase first, and the increase is 15%. So basically, how do you find it? Very good. You add to 100, and then you divide by 100. Right? This is how you find the multiplier of increase, and the answer will be 1.15, like this. So that's the first part, finding the multiplier of increase. Now, the second part, I want to find the multiplier of decrease. Same idea, but with subtraction, decrease. So what should I do? Very good. I'm going to subtract from 100 and then divide by 100. Okay. So the answer would be, let's put this down. So subtracting from 100 will make it an 85. So it's going to be 0.85. 0.85. Focus on the steps of finding the multipliers because they are very important. Now we have the two multipliers. I can use them in the question. So I'm going to take the first value or the original value. As we said, the investment here is the original value, this one. I'm going to write the formula. Find the answer. I need the original value multiplied by the multiplier. This will give me the new value. And then I'm going to take the new value and multiply it again by the second multiplier, and it will give me the final answer. Or I can multiply the original value by this multiplier and then by this multiplier at the same time because it's the same idea. So taking the original value, which is 10,000, so I already have the original here, and the multiplier, I'm going to take this and then multiply it by this. Same idea. So here, let's write it here. Or take the answer multiplied by the second multiplier. So 10,000, let's write it like this so you can see it's 10,000 times the first multiplier, which is 1.15. 1.15 will give me a value. So I'll multiply it here. 10, 1, 2, 3,000 times 1.15. This gives me 11,500. This is the first value after multiplying by the first multiplier. Now I'm going to take it and multiply it by the second multiplier. So times 0.85. 0.85. This is the way of answering this question. When you answer this question, you're not supposed to add these or subtract them. You're supposed to multiply them by each other. So basically here, 11,500,000 times the second multiplier, which is 0.85, and the final answer is 9,775 uh, Chinese yens. And this is how you answer a question like this. So focus on the steps of finding the multipliers, focus on the different ways of finding multipliers, and focus on the general formula of using the multiplier, find the new value, or we can rearrange it to find the original value. And that's it for this question. I hope you understood the ideas. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.